So I've started the fifth book in the Castaneda series, and it's rather unusual. I started to wonder whether the rumours about the author have some truth in them. Perhaps the first four books were written authentically, and then he seeged into fiction. It's possible, for purely financial reasons. I don't know, but it may be an accurate account. It doesn't really matter. I only treat them really as fairy tales, but they're intriguing fairy tales, and so far very well written, I must say. I think Castaneda is a good writer. He's economical, and the narrative is not only clear but also quaint. It's interesting. It seems to paint a scene. It has a movie-like quality to it. So he's a skilled writer. But I was contemplating on my oddness. I don't think, in myself, I don't think I'm an exceptional person in any measure. I really don't. I mean, I just feel an average kind of person, basically. But I have to be honest and say I don't know if I were to, the people that I meet, I don't really meet anybody that seems to be a bit like me. Very, very rarely. I've only met, I should say, my Jamaican friend. I think he's on the same spectrum, probably. I mean, he's probably, I don't know what he is. He has visions, he sees. He describes himself as a savant, and he applies his visions to the Bible, and sometimes they filter through quite well, and sometimes I'm a little bit concerned about them, especially when he misquotes the King James Bible, which he has done. And the reason for it is, I believe, that he was brought up in by a King James Bible believing grandmother, who would have also read, probably, or in church, they would have started to read from the Book of Common Prayer. Well, I don't know when that came out exactly, whether it was 1800 or earlier. Possibly, I think it's probably earlier than that. But it became quite commonplace in England, and perhaps across the whole world, the use of the Book of Common Prayer in Anglican services, alongside of the King James Bible, presumably. And the Book of Common Prayer isn't Bible, you see. This is the problem. The hand of Rome has crept in to the Book of Common Prayer, I think you will find in a couple of places. And it doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a lot of poison, does it, to make the well unsafe. Really. One thing that I was noticing recently, I was watching a video series, and they were doing a wedding service, and they say to the preacher or whatever it is, says, and to forsake all others, to hold you or something, than to forsake all others for as long as you do live. And forsake all others isn't in the Bible, actually. I know you can argue it from the Bible, and people will do, but it doesn't say, it isn't so clear in the Bible that is a requirement. I think it might be left a little bit more to the discretion of a man and a woman, if it comes to that, presumably. But I think a man might be advised that it's not an easy road to travel, shall we say. But nonetheless, I mean, there are many in the Bible who had multiple wives without being condemned for it. And why should a man be condemned for having 2 or 3 wives? I don't understand it. He just has a harder life, in a manner of speaking. Or some people might envy him for a while, but of course, it's a financial burden. And then there's the matter of jealousies arising and such matters in the household. It requires a little bit of contemplation, I suppose. I don't know. Situations like this do exist, of course. But I don't think, that's added, isn't it? That's from the Catholic Church, something like that. Something could be desirable is one thing, but it's a biblical commandment is a little bit different. We have to be careful with these things, I think. I don't like sort of when we start wavering from the word. Error creeps in, and the conceit of man starts to creep in and change those things. No. What does it actually say, and how? It's just important to look at those things. We have a great deal of more freedom in Christ than people understand. A great deal more. But our allegiance is always to the Spirit of the living God. You see, people say that their allegiance is that way. You can say that, actually, and I've said it, and others have said it. But that means that you kind of, how shall I say it? It's not a minor thing. And I think what people sometimes do is they codify the Spirit of the living God in a set of rules and instructions and comply with them. And then they call that sort of walking in the Spirit of the living God, I suppose, or maybe they would say trying to, because that's a common concept in church. But a man of knowledge or a woman of knowledge doesn't need to try to do things. A man of knowledge and a woman of knowledge does things. Trying is just a conceit. Will they be done to perfection? No. But a man of knowledge and a woman of knowledge use their will and their intent and their careful attention to make those things as good as they possibly can. That's all. That's enough. So, the whole trying business is, as the word suggests, really is trying, because people who try are tried by trying. People who have to hear about it are tried by their trying. It's a very trying business, isn't it? God bless.